Israel claimed that 4 high-ranking Iranian intelligence officials, including the chief of the intelligence organization of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, were killed in a precision airstrike carried out by Israeli fighter jets in Tehran. Among those killed were Mohammad Khatami, head of the IRGC intelligence organization since 2022, and his deputy, Mohammad Hassan Makagi. The strikes also eliminated Muhsin Bakri, the head of the Quds Forces Intelligence Department, and his deputy Abu al-Fachel Nikui. Israel's military said it had destroyed 1/3 of Iran's surface-to-surface missile launchers as strikes between the two arch-foes raged for a 4th day. In one instance, more than 20 surface-to-surface missiles were destroyed as they were being prepared for launch in central Iran, where missile launching infrastructure is focused, the military said.
We are now in the 4th day of Operation Kalbi. The IDF continues its combat plan against the Iranian threat, and even at this hour is carrying out a series of strikes and attacks at numerous locations across Iran. In response to our significant attacks, the Iranian regime is retaliating. The barrages they are firing are taking a heavy toll, as we have experienced again last night. We are managing to thwart large portions of the incoming fire. Last night, 2 barrages of missiles were launched towards Israeli territory. 65 missiles and dozens of UAVs were fired. Most of them were intercepted by our air and naval defense systems. Last night, we identified impacts in 4 different locations in the north and center of the country. Unfortunately, as a result of the impacts, 8 civilians were killed and dozens were injured. This is the true face of the Iranian terror regime. We are targeting military and nuclear capabilities intended to destroy the state of Israel, while they fire at population centers with the aim of harming civilians. This is exactly why we launched the Operation to remove the existential threat to the state of Israel, the nuclear threat and the missile threat. From here, I wish to send strength to the families who were harmed and lost their loved ones. Homefront command forces, together with emergency and rescue teams, are reaching every impact site in order to locate, assist, and save lives. Every such incident is investigated and studied in order to improve and refine the defense of the Homefront. Despite the complexity, the resilience and composure you, the public, are demonstrating is truly commendable. Continue to act responsibly and strictly follow the guidelines. They save lives. We receive concrete evidence of this time and again. We have already experienced difficult days, and together we will get through the coming days as well. Follow the guidelines and stay alert. Now we can say that we have achieved complete air superiority over the skies of Tehran. We are currently striking Iranian cells in real time that are launching missiles toward the state of Israel, and also at our aircraft. The ability to close the loop, which we have seen so far in Gaza, Lebanon, and Judea and Samaria, is now happening in Iran as well. Last night, we completed another wave of strikes in Tehran. During this operation, we struck more than 20 headquarters of the Iranian army and the Quds Force. We eliminated the head of the Revolutionary Guards Intelligence Organization and his deputy, as well as the head of the Quds Force Intelligence Organization and his deputy. The Quds Force is the main terror arm of the Iranian regime. It is responsible for operating Iran's proxies around Israel's borders, as well as for distributing weapons and missiles intended to harm the state of Israel. The Quds Force has been the main instigator behind many of the attacks and assaults against Israel in recent decades. Now, the headquarters where these attacks were planned have been completely destroyed. Last night's wave of attacks began with targeted strikes on air defense systems, which were intended to protect the power centers of the Iranian army and the Quds Force in the heart of Iran. After we struck the air defense systems, we attacked the headquarters using dozens of aircraft simultaneously, including headquarters associated with the Iranian nuclear project. These headquarters were deliberately located inside buildings and high-rises. The regime's leaders thought that this way we wouldn't find them and they would remain protected. They were mistaken. The intelligence directorate, the intelligence located them, and the Air Force struck them precisely and accurately. Wave after wave, blow after blow, and it's not just in Tehran, it's all across Iran. During the night, we completed an extensive strike at several sites in the heart of Iran. More than 50 fighter jets and aircraft took part in this attack, striking and destroying more than 120 surface-to-surface missile launchers. This amounts to a third of the surface-to-surface missile launchers in the hands of the Iranian regime. These are launchers, large launchers, some of which are mounted on trucks that were deployed throughout Iran. Each launcher was supposed to fire dozens of missiles that would strike the Israeli home front and Israeli assets. These strikes resulted in the regime being able to launch only half the missiles it had planned in last night's barrage. Alongside the launchers, we also struck missile storage and production sites. We are going from one launcher to the next and destroying this critical capability. All the various strikes I am describing here add up to a deep and widespread blow to the Iranian threat. We are continuing with our combat plan. The Chief of Staff has instructed us to continue and intensify the strikes on surface-to-surface missile launches. The Air Force is pushing eastward. We will reach additional targets, carry out further strikes, and continue to act in line with the objective of the operation, to harm the existential threat posed by Iran from its nuclear program to the regime's missile array. This is a reminder of the magnitude of the mission and the exact reason why we launched this operation in the first place. Alongside the strikes in Iran, IDF forces continue to operate both defensively and offensively in all theaters of combat: Gaza, Judea and Samaria, Yemen, and the northern border, targeting both near and distant objectives alike. I spoke with commanders in the field, both on the ground and at headquarters. I had determination, courage, and endless dedication. Throughout, all IDF units, both regular and reserve, in the air, at sea, on land, and across all logistical support systems, everyone is working around the clock to protect the security of the state and its citizens. I emphasize again, follow the instructions of the Home Front Command. We will remove this threat. There will still be difficult days ahead, but we will get through them together and we will prevail. I will continue to stand here and update you on every development and answer every question. That is our duty. Channel 13 News. This morning, the defense minister wrote that the residents of Tehran will soon pay the price. What did he mean by that? This terror infrastructure in Iran continues to be hit, and the pain from these strikes hurts them. We will continue to strike it according to plan. I will not specify the next targets, but we will keep hitting the upcoming objectives, keep striking it, and they will continue to be hurt. In net, Yedioth's question: what is the objective of this war as presented to the political leadership? The IDF is operating according to the objectives defined by the political leadership. We are working to achieve them by all means at our disposal, and we will continue to act according to these objectives. They have not changed. The goals of the war remain the same, and we are working to achieve them. Wallah question: is the operational echelon prepared to return to the political engagement with Iran? Look, here as well, you see, the plan we are operating under is an organized, gradual plan. We are advancing according to a plan, and I will not reveal here to the Iranian regime our intentions and objectives going forward. A question from the economics correspondent: is part of the campaign's objectives also to exert pressure will the IDF strike, or has it struck important economic targets for the Iranian regime, such as energy, gas and oil, etc.? We are acting to remove the threat. The goal of the operation is to remove the existential threats facing the state of Israel, the nuclear threat and the missile threat. We will continue to operate according to our established plans. Here too, I do not wish to address the full list of targets still at our disposal, but we do have more at hand. A question from the Haredi ultra-Orthodox room: how should we respond if the war is named Operation Million? As the Chief of Staff said in his speech, we are operating according to an established plan, but he is also right. We are adapting ourselves to the situation, constantly assessing the ongoing situation, acting with flexibility, and we will continue to operate according to this plan.